Hello again and welcome back. I am still cleaning up, after my whole shooting excursion the other day. Figured I'd take a look at one more firearm today with you, and that is a Zastava Ez9 from Serbia. The Ez9 is, I want to say it's either the third or fourth iteration of a line which started with the CZ99, then there was a CZ999, CZ999 Scorpion, something of that nature, but they're basically SIG P226 clones, as you can clearly see, because if you looked at this and said, hey, that's a SIG, I would understand, because it does kind of look like a SIG. So let's just run through it here. Sights. Does have a decent set of sights here, nothing special, adjustable for windage, 3-dot, relatively easy to pick up on. I didn't have any problems, and when I was shooting it, and I shot about 100 rounds through it when I got it out, I was picking it up real well. First couple groupings were to the left. I think I was just pulling it left, maybe, and I'll get to a reason why in a minute. But after I corrected myself, I was able to put pretty much inch to 2-inch grouping with this thing. It's inherently accurate. It just wants to run. And out of the 100 rounds I shot, I did have one malfunction. It was a failure to eject. I was able to clear it and continue shooting after that. And I think it might have just been an ammunition problem, because I was just shooting some cheap PMC 115 grain stuff. So anyway, it seemed to chew through pretty good. Now, about my groupings, I guess we'll talk about the trigger. The trigger is a little bit interesting. We'll just take the mag out here, which, the mag, 15 round mag, I only have one with it. I have seen or read that, there are some people that have modified SIG mags to fit in this. The mags for this are darn near impossible to find, at least in my area. It does have that ambidextrous mag release, so, a little Dremel will travel. Anyway, trigger. It breaks pretty much at the frame, and I think that was throwing me off a little bit. Now, the reset is very nice. There's a little bit of play in that trigger, which sometimes I'm not a big fan of, but it breaks pretty good. So, sort of once I got into it, was really shooting it, I figured it out. I had to compensate a bit, but I think I just had a little bit too much finger in there because of that longer break. People with long fingers, big hands, probably wouldn't like this as much. Now, the double action pull is very consistent. It's not super tough, but again, it breaks back at that frame, so it's a longer pull. And obviously here, so you could rack it, put your round in, decock it, go from from double. Your round ejects, cycles in your next round. Now you reset in single action, pop. I did do a few drills with that, and it did handle it, so that was pretty good. I did bring up the next point, the decocker. It does have an ambidextrous decocker on either side, which does tend to make this a bit beefier. This firearm will not fit in your SIG P226 gear. It just won't. It's a little bit fatter. And it just tapers. So it's a little thinner at the bottom, and then as you get to the slide, it just progressively gets a little wider to accommodate that ambidextrous decocker. The decocker is fine. It does the job. It's not as refined as a P226. I actually like the left side decocker better than the right side for some reason, and it kind of reminds me of my old SIG 2022's decocker. That's what I kind of think of it as. Past that, grip, very comfortable. When I picked it up the first time, I was very pleased with the ergonomics. It feels good in the hand. Like I said, it's a little beefier than a P226, but not much, and it feels good. The grips are just plastic. It does have a little bit of texture on the sides, on the back, and in the front here, which are fine. The sides and the back I don't feel, but the grip texturing on on the actual grip panels is adequate. It's adequate. Breakdown. This is actually going to expose a slight flaw. The decocker also acts as the slide stop. You have to put a lot of tension to engage that slide stop, and it's not very fun to engage. You can disengage easily enough the slide stop from the left or the right. That's something that does, people have had trouble with, and I think it's because it's kind of lightly set there. So it takes a little getting used to, a little bit. I don't think I could reset it with my left hand. I'll try. I actually have never tried it. Well, I did, but it's very awkward. Of course, I'm not really ambidextrous, and I'm not left-handed, so it'll set on either side, but just very lightly. So anyway, breaks down just like a SIG. You have your takedown lever here, and we'll just pull that down, release forward, and the inside is very similar. And actually, it's funny because the recoil spring also employs that braided wire like SIGs do, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, aside from that, it's all pretty similar. It does have the longer rail sections, which a lot of people enjoy because they think it gives more stability. I mean, like on a Glock, there's just little tiny rail sections, so that's nice. That's nice. When you go to put it back together, you do have to drop your hammer, or it won't go back together correctly. And just turn your takedown lever back, and away you go. So it breaks down like many we've seen before. But I was very happy with it. And usually these sell anywhere from $250 to $300, $350 on on a really good day, I guess. So they're very budget friendly, very affordable, and very nice. I do have to say I was highly impressed with something like this. If you go into it with low expectations, you're going to be very impressed. If you go in with high expectations, you're probably not going to be impressed. So just go in with a reasonable expectation, and you'll be pretty happy. I did almost miss it. It does have a rail, which a lot of people like. I don't use the rails, so personally I could care less if they're on there or not, but just a feature, so you know. Regardless of all that, that is the Zastava Ez9 little SIG P226 clone in 9mm. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing that, and hopefully you enjoy watching another episode, and I hope that you guys continue to comment, hit the old like button, and subscribe to the channel. We're getting up there slowly but surely, and I do appreciate it all. I appreciate everything that you guys have put into the channel as much as I've put in. It's very nice to see our reoccurring subscriber base and our little fraternity of fans, I guess. Little family we've put together. It's very cool. So thank you very much for stopping by once again, and you'll have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.